the only locally produced farm radio show with agricultural news, information, interviews, in-depth weather, and more. It's Terry Henne and his Farm Show on 100.5 and 790 News Radio WSGW and online WSGW.com.
A mostly cloudy good morning to you. Hopefully your day is going well for you, wherever you might be. Terry Henne here at Radio Center, along with Matthew Lester, as we celebrate the beginning of a new week with plenty of chilly temperatures and a little bit of snow over the weekend. We picked up a couple of inches here, an inch there, and finished yesterday afternoon and last night with, again, an inch here and there, maybe a couple of inches in a few spots. And it looks as though some locations, especially in northern Michigan, are really beginning to pick up the snow depths. And we're not going to see any temperatures for the next few days break that down. As a matter of fact, we're just going to continue to gain little by little by little. And right now we are looking at some lake effect type snow with this blustery wind. And we're looking at the southern half, the lower peninsula, picking up some snow showers, snow flurries, and of course, northern Michigan as well. Matthew, temperature-wise, understand we probably reached our high for the day earlier. Where are we right now?
Well, right now, over at the airport, there's light snow and it's 23 degrees. Over in Midland, they have some flurries and it's also 23. Here at Radio Center, we also have some flurries and it's 23 degrees. We have west winds and it's 20 miles per hour. And our pressure's at 29.93 and it's rising.
Yeah, we started the morning off with not as much of a breeze as what we have right now. But as we've been going through the day, the wind has been picking up. And we'll have some wind gusts close to 30 miles per hour as we go through the remainder of the afternoon and into the evening hours. And, of course, that's going to continue. We're going to continue to see some lake effect type activity. As far as snow is concerned, northern Michigan, obviously with the most amount of snow as of right now. We do have a few locations here in the Great Lakes Bay area that are talking about 3 inches of snow accumulated over the last few days. But the further north you get, the more snow there is. Houghton Lake right now says they have 4 inches of snow on the ground. Same thing with Alpena. They've got 4. Beulah over in the northwest side, they have 6 inches on the ground. Detour Village has 7. East Tawas is looking at 6.5 inches of snow on the ground. Fife Lake has 9 being reported. Gladwin looking at 4. Glennie at 4. Harrison at 5 inches. Lupton at 6. The Mayo area at 5 inches. Petoskey has just under a foot. Standish looking at 4 inches. Traverse City has 9 inches, and West Branch looking at 6 inches. And then you get up into the upper peninsula. Sault Ste. Marie is right now reporting 1.5 feet of snow. Harbor Springs, a little bit better than 10 inches. Looking at Gaylord. Gaylord has 1 foot on the ground. Grayling says they have right around 4.5 inches of snow. Going through the day today, the wind chills will obviously be a concern because we will be lowering our temperatures not only for the remainder of the day tonight after a high which we reached earlier this morning of 28. We're going to be dropping down to 10 for a low tonight. West breeze is going to generate the lake effect activity, so we will have some light snow on again and off again. Then we're also going to be looking at those chilly temperatures, which we're not going to get as cold as what some of the areas are, especially to the west and the northwest of us. All of that a function of the warmer water. The water is still quite warm for this time of the year, and it is moderating our afternoon high temperatures as well as our nighttime temperatures. Regina, which is north of North Dakota up in Canada, had a temperature this morning of 12 below zero. Winnipeg, Canada, had a low of 8 below. Minneapolis was looking at 2 below. Fargo, North Dakota at 12 below. International Falls, Minnesota, 15 below zero. Again, that's not wind chill, that's temperatures. Ironwood was looking at 6 this morning. But again, The further east you get and the further south you get in Michigan, the warmer those overnight low temperatures were. But still, we are going to be dropping down below average. Average for this time of the year is 30 for a high, 17 for a low. So today, we're below normal. Tomorrow, with mostly cloudy skies, shower activity, but clearing more than likely after sunset tomorrow night. Our high temperature tomorrow will be 21. Our low will be 11. And then on Wednesday, we'll start off with partly cloudy skies, but then clouds as we move through the day. High pressure over North Dakota is going to begin to dominate our weather on Wednesday. 22 for a high, 16 for a low. We will have some, like I said, partly cloudy skies, then some clouds, but we will have glimpses of sun pretty much all day on Wednesday. The big problem, it is going to be today, and it will continue through the next 2 days anyway, at least through Wednesday, is that west wind. Wind gusts up to right around 30 miles per hour, not only for this afternoon, but also tonight, gusting up to about 25 tomorrow, and gusting up to 25 on Wednesday, all of it coming out of the west. As we move into the tail end of the work week, temperatures are going to begin to moderate, and we're actually going to be above average on these temperatures as we move into Thursday, Friday, and then again on Saturday. Thursday, we're going to be looking at 32 for a high. Friday, we'll have 34, 35 for a high. Then a chance of snow moving in on Friday night. Saturday, we're going to be looking at clouds after a morning snow shower, 32 for a high. But then on Saturday night, our temperature is going to drop down to about 12 degrees. And then Sunday with clouds, 20. We're going to keep our eye on a system, not so much what we're going to be seeing over the next few days. The system that's affecting our weather right now and will over the next few days is a combination of a low pressure system and a high, all of them generating the strong gusty winds and the lake effect type activity. There will be a system coming from the southwest that will be moving in more than likely the second half of the weekend. I think that'll be about Sunday. So we're going to keep our eye on it, because right now it looks as though we're going to be on the north side of that system, but it is going to be a major moisture generator, and it will be drafting a lot of moisture from the Gulf of Mexico. So we'll just have to keep our eye on it, see what the pathway of that system is going to be looking like as we move into the middle of the week and into the end of this week as well. Temperatures, for the most part, all the way through the 26th of the month will be averaging below normal. Precipitation value over the next 5 days or so will be above lake effect type activity, and then that low pressure system that'll be affecting us the second half of the weekend. But then as we move into next week, our temperatures, they'll still be below normal, but our precipitation values will moderate somewhat. Record high in the state is 56. That was set back in 1932. The record low, 15 below zero, set in 1912. The warmest ever 13th of January was in 1932. 56 was our high, 44 was our low. The coldest ever, January the 13th, 1912. 10 was our high, 15 below zero was our low. A year ago today, we picked up 2.5 inches of snow. Our high was 33. And our low was 20. Incidentally, sun will set this evening at 5:24, rise tomorrow morning at 8:07. More on the weather as we go through the broadcast. Standing by, Matthew, who do we have?
Up next, we have Gary Kaufman from Star of the West, and we also have Doug Klein from Oppenheimer.
But before we get to them, we want to remind you the weather forecast brought to you by the folks at Nutrien Ag Solutions.
Nutrien Ag Solutions has the local expertise to recommend the corn, soybean, and other seed products that are the best fit for your field. Plus, unparalleled agronomic support with products and services to unlock yield potential and improve crop performance from planting to harvest. Ask about our financing options to help you get more from every acre and lead the field. Visit your local Nutrien Ag Solutions branch or go to nutrienagsolutions.com.
They say there's a secret to growing a great crop. At Nutrient Ag Solutions, they beg to differ. It all starts with a strong foundation, and when it comes to fertilizer, there's no question that Titan XE drives dry fertilizer performance. They've been unlocking the potential in every prill of dry fertilizer with biocatalyst technology for over a decade. Visit lpi.ag/Titan or contact your Nutrient Ag Solutions crop consultant to drive your crop's potential today. Farm Service brought to you today by the folks at High Fidelity Genetics, offering non-GMO seed corn and soybeans that qualify for organic production. You need to find ways in this market to put a profit on the bottom line, and it starts with saving half the cost of seed before you even get started. That's what High Fidelity Genetics will offer you. You get high yield, quality seed at half the price. Test plots prove that you get the best for less with High Fidelity Genetics Plus. You do get more savings, so check it out today by contacting the folks at highfidelitygenetics.com. Start today and save. Go online or call 515-434-7333. Speaking of organic, coming up this Wednesday and Thursday at the DoubleTree in Bay City, the Clearwater Farms Organic Expo, the third annual, will be held, and we'll have a whole lot more on that event tomorrow during our program, and of course on Wednesday when we broadcast live from the DoubleTree in Bay City. And that broadcast will be brought to you by the folks at the Frankenmuth Credit Union. Let's find out what's going on with our markets today after kind of an interesting end to the day on Friday. Gary Kaufman over at Star of the West joining us. And Gary, that government report that came out, you said we were going to have some fireworks. All we needed was a match. And it looks as though we got it on Friday.
Yeah, we sure did, Terry. Oh, man, what? Yeah, big surprises for sure. I mean, we had the weekend to digest all the numbers, but, we saw the largest reduction in corn and soybean yields since 2011, from the November report till last Friday's report. So, yeah, that was a surprise. And, basically in corn, dropped production 276 million bushel, dropped to stocks 233 million bushel below the trade averages. Soybeans friendly as well. We're looking for a slight reduction in production. We got a whole bushel, and then we had 200,000 less acres harvested too, and that was below the trade average. So yeah, a lot of bullish news in corn and beans, and wheat in general was neutral. We thought acres would be increased just because a year ago this last fall we had a tough fall with planting wheat because it was wet and the crop was late. So wheat acres were increased. Overall winter wheat acres was up 700,000 bushels. So, but the year before was down quite a bit. So if you went on two year average, we're up about 2% roughly on wheat. So
yeah, because I noticed that obviously last year we had fewer acres, but 23 we had a lot of acres at that time.
Yeah, I mean it was if you look back at the 23 crop versus this crop, it's still down a little bit, but but we did have a large acreage in that crop year for sure. Yep, you're exactly right.
It was a big year. So other than that, as you said, I was surprised at the yield because I really thought we had pretty good yields nationwide. I know we had good yields here.
Yeah, some of the bigger I states, Iowa, Minnesota, Nebraska, they really dropped yields there. So obviously they had some drier conditions and then get timely rains. So yeah, it was a surprise for sure. We knew it was going to go down a little bit, but not that much. So
not that much at all. No, I didn't have a chance to really take a good look at what everything was looking at today, but I'm just curious, are we continuing to climb?
Yeah, yeah, we're actually up across the board here, Terry, right now. We have cash wheat up 9, 520 on the white, 445 on the red. New crop also up 9 at 564 on the white, 479 on the red. Cash corn, let's call it up a nickel at 406. New crop up 5 as well at 390. Cash soybeans currently up 17 at 962, and new crop, let's call it up 12 at 963.
Wow. Maybe we can take advantage of some of these prices.
Yeah, I would think so. We're hitting some heavy resistant levels in the March bean futures, with a 26-cent gain Friday and another 17 today, unless bean oil is kind of pushing the soybeans too. And then tomorrow, Terry, we're going to get the CONAB Brazilian numbers again updated. So we'll have to watch that. And moving forward, we're going to continue to watch the South America weather. But yeah, these corn, 6-month high, 7-month high in corn, good opportunity for growers to take some pricing opportunity to get something done. So
I'll free up your phone here. I think you're going to be busy. If you
That's
aren't
okay
already.
Yeah, it's been fun. So
All right. Gary, you take care. Have a good one. All right.
all right.
Gary Kaufman over at Star of the West. A little bit more in depth. Doug Klein from Oppenheimer joining us. The market report brought to you by Schaefer and Beerline. Those Ram professional trucks, the Ram heavy duty trucks, now is the time to buy, and buy them from a business link dealer that knows what customer satisfaction truly is. We're talking about Schaefer and Beerline in Frankenmuth, where family and service sells cars, and by Thumb Bank, serving the needs of agriculture and making loans since 1895. They know that you need to stay up to date on industry trends and the trends of your operation. They can take care of that for you. They're good folks to talk to. Thumb Bank and Trust, where relationships are built on trust, equal opportunity lender and member FDIC. Doug, good morning.
Good morning.
What are we looking at now?
Well, the dollar got higher again today, which is interesting. 110.17 is the peak today. It's just a little under 110 right now. So with commodities rallying on a strong dollar, that's extremely interesting. The momentum play comes in. So we'll have to see how far it takes us. Crude oil also on the momentum rally up $1.60 today. That's not great. You might want to fill up before it's too late. I don't know. They're going to probably be thinking about raising it if they haven't already at the pump. So that's a thing. Precious metals all down today on the stronger dollar, which makes sense. 1%, 2%, and 3%. So a little bit of volatility there. Let's see. U.S. Steel is making a rally today. They said that Nucor and Cleveland Cliffs might get together and put a bid in, since the Nippon deal was kind of sort of squashed by Joe. So we'll see what happens with that one. And as far as the stock market goes, the Dow is rallying a little bit, 0.3, but the S&P is down 0.5. The NASDAQ is down almost 1%. So the techie heavy stuff is still under a bit of pressure, so to speak. So here are your numbers. The March corn, 475.5, up a nickel. The September corn, 453.75, also up 5 cents. The March soybeans, 1041.75, up 16.5. September soybeans, 1040.25, up 11.75. March wheat, 540.25, up 9.75, and September wheat, 576.25, up 7.75. Crude oil, 77.47, up $1.72. Heating oil, 254.63, up 4.5 cents. Gasoline, 211.71, up 4.22 cents. And natural gas is 343.8. That is up 4.5 cents. And I think I saw something about that being a 2-year high, possibly. Over to currencies, Canadian dollar, U.S. dollar buys $1.4409 Canadian. That's down 13 ticks. The dollar buys 157.52 yen. That's down 17 ticks. The euro's at 102.13, down 31 ticks. The dollar's at 109.88, up 23 ticks. Gold's at 26.86, down 29 bucks an ounce. Silver's 30.22, down 96 cents. Platinum is 964.70, down 19.70, and copper's at 432.35. That's up 2 cents. So counter rally.
Yeah. Again, the wholesale gas price, what did you have?
That right around 211. So they don't really need to raise it, but they're gonna.
Yeah, I'm afraid of that.
Mhm.
All right. Doug, thank you so much.
Okay. Yep,
Doug Klein
yep.
over at Oppenheimer. Farm Service brought to you today by the folks at Freeland Bean and Grain, your Dairyland seed dealer. They do carry the full line of corn and Enlist soybean seed, proven weed control designed to get you a better harvest. The guy to get a hold of, Justin Varner. Remember, Dairyland seed, they've got seed with your name on it from your friends at Freeland Bean and Grain since 1983. Where serving you is their business. Michigan Corn Growers Association wants to invite you to the Crop Summit, the big Crop Summit, going to be held at Soaring Eagle Casino and Resort in Mount Pleasant. The dates on that, January the 29th and the 30th. We've had a few folks ask us about it. Yeah, it's a little bit later on the calendar from what they have been in the past, but this year it's that Wednesday and Thursday, the 29th and the 30th. They're looking for more than 1,000 farmers and agribusinesses from all across the state to get involved with networking, learning, and fun, plus opportunities to earn RUP and CCA credits. All you got to do is go online to micorn.org and get a schedule of what's going on, the keynote speakers, and session descriptions. Again, Corn Marketing Board of Michigan, along with the Michigan Soy Meat Committee and the Michigan Wheat Program, putting on this annual event. It's the Crop Summit, Great Lakes Crop Summit at Soaring Eagle Casino and Resort in Mount Pleasant. Let's find out what's going on with the sugar industry right now. Bryce Stein is joining me from Michigan Sugar. His report brought to you by the folks at Foster Blue Water Oil. They work hard alongside you to keep your business running smoothly, and they do exceed your expectations with high-quality products and services that you can trust. Family-owned and operated with over 80 years of experience, integrity to keep you moving forward. That's Foster Blue Water Oil and Blue Flame Propane. Bryce, it was good to see you last week. How you doing?
Doing great, Terry. Good morning. Good morning.
It was a busy day last week over at Horizons Conference Center in Saginaw. A lot of producers made it. The weather was absolutely gorgeous. Great program. Learned a lot. And now it's moving upwards and forwards to try to get this 24 crop processed.
It sure is. We did have a great turnout. Another great thanks to the growers and the sponsors of the event that were able to make it last week. So, yeah, sugar beets coming in, feeding our factories still seem to be in that 15.7 to 17% sugar. So still good sugar quality coming in. Croswell's fat still slicing that up 5,500 per day with a 86 extraction. So still that shining star.
Well, I guess I'll tell you this year, it's really been imperative that the factories are operating up to capacity. And it sounds as like overall, the factories are doing the job.
They are definitely, we're in that middle of, or the tail end of the non-vented beet. So, like I said last week, factories are coming up to the challenge and processing what they can. And hopefully we'll be in the vented beets here very shortly. And again, see an uptick in sugar production and extraction with that.
And again, we're looking at hopefully having everything in the factory by the first part of March?
Yeah, that's all indication seems to be that first week of March is when we should be wrapping up our campaign. Yes. So that should definitely help on the backside of losing much for calls at the end of the season like we typically do because of the warm up that we see in Michigan.
Yeah.
So hopefully we're wrapped up before that happens.
Bryce, thanks a lot. We'll talk to you again, okay?
Have a great week.
I will, you too. Bryce Stein over at Michigan Sugar Company. Farm Service brought to you today by Legendary Tree Care. If you need some tree trimming done or tree removal, Legendary Tree Care is there because no job is too big or too small. They are fully licensed and insured, and they do specialize in those big projects. LegendaryTreeCare.com. That's where you can find them, or you can like them on Facebook. Jerry Samolsky, Bay Landscaping and Garden Center in Essexville, joining me right now. Jerry, so far so good.
Yes, the snow has been great. We've cleared it off. And again, I had a call come in today. They asked about what products we recommend. And, mag chloride, magnesium chloride is really the the best you can use for ice melt in that it's safer on concrete and masonry products. I've seen oversalting break down landscape blocks and, of course, tear up concrete. So, again, we want to use things carefully, use at a right rate. And remember, if it isn't working enough, you can always add more, but you're not going to go sweep up that stuff when you put too much on. So light applications, add more as needed.
Good advice. Jerry, talk to you again tomorrow.
Yes, sir.
All right. Jerry Samolsky, Bay Landscaping and Garden Center in Essexville. Farm Service brought to you today by the folks at Ed Raymond's. Quality clothing and shoes since 1919. Carhartt's, Red Wing shoes and boots, Stormy Cromer accessories, all available and more at Ed Raymond's. 151 West Broad Street in Chesaning. They're open 7 days. You can check them out for more information online by going to edraymond's.com. One thing Bryce did not mention was that the annual get-together educational seminar, Michigan Sugar Company, that's going to take place at Saginaw Valley State University the first part of February. We'll have more information on that. Back at 12:30 with an update. Now we conclude our program with the playing of our national anthem, brought to you by Euclid Avenue Coin in Bay City.
Broadcasting from the Stormmaster Exterior Studios, WSGW, Saginaw, Bay City, Midland, WSGW-FM, Carlton.
This is CBS News on the Hour, sponsored by Progressive Insurance.
I'm Steve Kathan. Los Angeles County officials have had to tell many people to wait as they look to survey the fire destruction in their neighborhoods. Sheriff Robert Luna.
People are saying, I just want to go look at my house and I want to see what's left. We know that, but we have people literally looking for the remains of your neighbors. Please be patient with us.
Strong winds could imperil other parts of the area that have been spared up to now, as we hear from CBS's Jonathan Vigliano.